I've matched another pot.
I don't know where you put it all, Fred. I really don't.
Well, you know me, Mrs. Walker. Always was an old tea belly. Now, are you sure?
Quite sure, thank you.
Bah, heck, Lynch. You'd sniff a tea bag a flaming mile away, you would.
I would have thought you had better things to do than sup tea, Fred.
Oh, aye. Such as what?
Like fixing the lock on that bottle store. I've just had to chase them Rafferty kids off again.
So that's where they're getting them empties from. Hey, I'll skin them when I get out there.
Really, Fred, how many times have I asked you to keep that place locked?
Well, I keep forgetting, Mrs. Walker. I'll do it this morning, promise.
Don't pour us one, will you?
I wasn't going to.
I don't remember seeing that get-up before bed.
You're nearly not seeing it now.
Was I asking you?
Well, dear, it's not the sort of thing a lot of good girls could wear, but it's definitely you.
Oh, tell Mrs. Walker, I am glad you like it.
What's the holiday of any road?
Well, it's a bank holiday, isn't it? Not that you'll have noticed. Not that it makes any difference to me. I never go nowhere anyway. But, like the man said, if you don't put your goods in the window, you don't get no takers.
Really, Bet?
Well, you never know, Mrs. Walker. I mean, Barry Manilow might come walking through that front door, just looking for somebody to whisk off to Southport that afternoon.
Oh, Conky Manilow, I know him. He comes here every Monday for his bacon butties.
All right. Beggars can't be choosers. I'll give him till 2:30. After that, I'm anybody's who happens to have a big flash car and a couple of hours to spare. Ha! Pity your old banger's in for servicing, isn't it?
Well, Lynch. All tarted up and nowhere to go, eh?
Most like it, Freddie.
I bet you're just dying to get out in the wild, open spaces.
No, you got it.
Well, today's your lucky day, then, isn't it?
Eh?
Well, where do you fancy going, Lynch? The leafy lanes of Cheshire, Derbyshire, go on, you name it.
What are you on about? Your car's in dock?
No problem. I've just been on the phone to young Brian. He'll have it ready for first thing this afternoon, just after we close. Hey, I told you it was your lucky day, Lynch.
I never said a word.
Look, give me 20 minutes, will you, Bubbles?
Don't rush back, love. Tomorrow'll be soon enough.
What's all that about?
You're only looking at the first prize winner in the Dumbest Blonde of the Year contest, aren't you?
You are?
I've only got myself booked for an afternoon in the country with Mouth Almighty himself.
Fred!
Who else?
Hey, I'm available for self-defence lessons.
Eddie, love, I might just take you up on that.
Oh, I wasn't thinking of you, I was thinking of Fred.
Looks like he means business, lovey.
Oh, he means business, all right.
Still can't see how you came to fall for it.
By opening my flipping mouth big enough to drive a bus through, that's how.
I can't see what you're bothered about, honest I can't.
You don't know Fred G like I do.
Well, no, but I mean, I can't see what you can get up to on a little drive in the country, not in broad daylight.
If Fred G put his mind to it, love, he could make life very difficult in a crowded supermarket on a Saturday morning.
Oh, well, I'd swap places with you anyway.
Done.
What?
You go instead of me, Cop.
Well, I can't, actually. Well, not today. I've promised Rita that I'd help her with the stock taking. I mean, any other time.
You don't need any help, do you?
No, I'd better be going. Enjoy your drive.
Ta-ta.
I never know whether she's having me on or not.
Got a point, though, hasn't she?
Oh, come off it, Betty. You know Fred as well as I do.
Yeah, but she has, love. I mean, when you haven't got a car of your own, you appreciate little things like that.
Well, I've not got my own car, have I?
I still say, we're not all like you.
Betty,
What?
I don't know why I never thought of it before. What are you doing this afternoon?
Hang on. It was you he asked.
Did I say I wasn't going?
Then, let's be having you.
He missed his way, did Fred, you know, Mrs. Walker.
How do you mean, Bev?
He'd have made a belting royal footman.
Look, never mind that. Are you coming or aren't you?
You mean I've got a choice?
Look, come on, stop larking about.
Hang on a sec.
Eh?
Betty?
Betty?
Betty Turpin, widow of this parish. She works here.
Well, I know she does. What do you want her for?
Hope it's all right, Fred. Only Bet said you wouldn't mind.
Wouldn't mind?
Yeah, if I come with you.
You what?
Well, it's not going to cost you any more in petrol, is it? She don't get out much.
Look, I thought it was just going to be for the two of us.
Well, if that's the way you feel, don't mind me, take Betty.
You know what I mean.
I know that the longer we stop here arguing the toss, the less time we've got out there. In fact, I'm not sure it's worth going at all now.
Of course it is. It'll be a lovely outing for all of you. And if I weren't feeling so tired, I'd come along with you myself.
Come on, then. Let's go if we're going.
Come on.
See you later, Mrs. Walker.
Enjoy yourselves.
Oh, we will. Eh, Freddie?
said, God bless my soul. Take it out, take it out, take it out, remove it. What do you reckon to that then, eh?
Oh, it's a different world, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. Yes. Oh, do you know, I could stop here all day.
Ah, you do that, Betty. Me and Bet won't be far.
Eh?
Well, I mean, it's daft, isn't it, just sitting in a car? I mean, if you want to sit in a car, you may as well stay at home. No, I thought we could go for a bit of a walk, like, you know.
Oh, well, I wouldn't say no to that, Freddie.
Right. Come on, then, let's get on.
Hang on, wait for Betty.
Well, Betty said she wanted to stop here.
I never did, you did.
Well, I thought you wanted to sit in the car, you know, and look at the view.
There's plenty of time for that when we get back, isn't there? Are you fit, love?
Yeah, ready when you are, Doug. Come on.
Well, come on, then.
I'm stopping here now, aren't I?
Oh, it was your idea.
Take no notice of him, Betty. Fellas are like that. They say one thing 1 minute, another thing the next.
No, take no
they
notice.
never know what they want.
No, it's a waste of time. Do you know, I'll remember this view for the rest of my life.
You're not the only one, Betty.
It's funny, isn't it? But after a while, you know, it doesn't seem real. You know, you think that if you just reached out to touch it, it'd disappear.
I flipping know it would.
Anyway, ta for bringing us, Fred. Don't get out much these days. Well, not now.
The pleasure's all Freddie's. Isn't it, Chuck? Have you seen how it's brought little roses to his cheeks, Betty? You don't get enough fresh air, you know, Fred.
There's not much chance for out else this after, is there? Not much chance for out else at all.
What is the matter with you, Fred? You've been about as much fun as toothache all afternoon.
Come on, you flipping know.
Now what have I done?
Don't come that.
What?
You know what. Look, when I said we'd go for a run, I mean, you and me, just the two of us together. I didn't mean to turn it into a flipping staff outing for the Rovers, did I?
Oh, you haven't.
Well, I'm sorry, Fred. I would have thought you'd have wanted Betty to come. I mean, she is nearer your age, isn't she? Now where you off?
Gonna stretch my legs, aren't I?
On your own?
Not much flipping choice, is there?
Oh, well, if you don't want me to come.
Eh?
For a walk.
What, you mean, you and me together on our own, like?
Why not?
Oh, come on, what are we waiting for?
Right.
Go on, Chuck.
I won't be long, Betty.
Okay, lovely.
Just stretching us legs.
Right, Chuck.
I say, Betty,
What?
if we're not back in 3 hours, send for a search party. Come on, let's get
No,
Oh,
cracking.
Betty will be back by, Hellfire, have you seen the time?
Hey, there's plenty of time.
It's 5 o'clock.
Oh, it's never.
It is. How long did it take us to get here?
Oh, best part of half an hour,
Oh,
lovely.
we better be getting our skates on.
Come on, it's quicker on the way back.
What? Mrs. Walker will be doing flipping handstands.
What about our walk?
Oh, some other time, Chuck. Why didn't you say something earlier on? Come on, Betty, love, give me a hand with this lot.
Come in, lovely.
Never mind. Go on, get in the car if you want to get back. I'll do it.
Oh, well, if you say so.
I flaming well do. Go on.
Come on, love, tell me about it. Come on,
You enjoyed it?
Oh, yeah.
Have you?
Yeah, it was about, was it?
Have
But
you?
he's such a miserable devil, isn't he?
Take the notice on me, don't mean it.
Take no notice and make me sick. Well, come on. I don't care. Come on, let's get off of it.
Oh, Fred.
What now?
Thanks, Chuck, for a lovely afternoon.
Yeah, that goes for me and all, love.
Get in the car.
Take the notice. Fred, we're
Pull
moving!
the handbrake on.
I've
Pull
got
it.
it!
The handbrake. Pull it up. Pull it. Pull it.
I am doing!
Pull it harder.
I can't!
Pull it harder.
Look! Are you just going to stand there, eh? Watching us drown?
We're sinking, you know. We're up to our ankles.
Why didn't you pull the flipping handbrake up?
I did put it on! It came straight up!
How do you mean straight out? It can't have come straight out. I just had the flaming thing fixed at Young Tills as you've been there all week.
Look, save that for the insurance man, all right, lovey?
Yes, for God's sake, do something before we're up to us necks.
If I throw you the keys, can you catch them? Start the car.
Don't be so damn silly. We daren't budge. One move and this thing will start floating.
You got the keys. You're the driver. You get out here and start it!
Yes, come on,
Rapid!
Come on, Fred.
Come on, you Jessie!
Hang on.
Stand in there, lad.
Oh,
I can't.
Hang on a minute.
Well, come
Go.
on then. Oh, God.
Don't go anywhere.
We're stuck here. No lifeboats. All hands to the pumps. Waiting for the band to start up. Nearer my God to thee. And he stood there, covering himself for the flaming inquest.
Oh, sit still, will you? Slam the boot lid, we're launched. Keep bobbing about and we'll be 7 fathoms under. Oh, come on.
Fred!
Ah, it's no good. It's as dead as a flipping doornail.
Wonderful.
Wonderful. It's that young flaming Tilsey that's done this, it is. It's not my fault.
Look, will you stop fidgeting, the pair of you? Slightest movement and the current will catch us.
Current? It's a lake, is this, Betty? There's no currents. There's more currents on a flipping Eccles cake.
It's all right you saying that, but I've heard the people being swept away.
I suppose it could be worse. Could be in Florida. Could be sharks all over the shop.
Well, I know what I'm going to have to do. I'll get out of here. I'll go and find a phone. I'll ring Mrs. Walker and I'll explain that we'll be a few minutes late, and then I'll get hold of the AA.
Fred, we know you've got a drink problem, but is now the time?
I'll give you a little bit of advice.
What?
If the water starts rising, get the aerial up and hang your knickers on. Won't call any lifeguards, but at least it'll keep the sharks off.
Oh, charming.
I'll bet that phone's been vandalised. And as for Thayer, if he's paid his subs, I'm Esther Williams.
Come on, sailor girls, look lively.
Where have you been?
We're down to us last distress rocket.
Where do you think I've been? I've been looking for a flaming phone booth, haven't I? They don't grow on trees round here, you know. Anyway, the top and bottom of it is I've got a taxi booked.
A taxi? Am I being towed out?
Well, I couldn't get the AA.
My membership's lapsed. Ask him if he's phoned MW.
Have you phoned Mrs. Walker?
Well, no, I couldn't. Haven't got any more change.
No more change, see.
Well, not for it. We'll just have to get his feet wet.
Oh, no, Betty. Not on your life. That ex-member of the AA out there is going to carry us.
Oh, be careful. All right. Just steady with her, you.
Go on. Go on, get a good hold.
Hang on.
Oh, for goodness sake.
I'm in...
Are you all right?
Are you right there?
Hang on.
Well, hold on then.
Arm, Fred. They are, Chuck. Are you all right? Are you right?
I'm stuck in that one.
Well, go on, you duck taper. Don't forget to come back for me, Fred.
Oh, give over, Betty. It's only up to your knees.
Listen, my knees get chilled, I'll be crippled.
Never mind, your knees are about my flaming back.
Oh,
Can't stand much of this flaming punishment, I can't.
Frederick, my boy, things were bad. You had more than enough to answer for before. But now, you have put the top hat on things with a vengeance.
Oh, belt up, will you?
You have done me and my gorgeous new outfit the final, the most unforgivable mischief. Not content with doing your damnedest to try and feed me to the flaming fishes, you have put me down, right slap bang, in the middle of a flaming cowplop.
I appreciate your position, Mrs. Walker, but I'm sorry I can't help you because I'm meeting Victor in half an hour outside Free Trade Hall. He's got tickets for a jazz concert.
The Wanderer's not returned, Mrs. Walker.
Does it look like it?
They're not wrong, you've not heard anything.
Not a word. I suppose I couldn't prevail on you, could I, Marion?
Well, we were planning a quiet evening by the fireside.
Yeah, we're going to get some cheap ale at house and put our feet up in the parlour, you know.
Give us a couple of pints of bitter, Willie, love. He's a demon at double top your apple there, isn't he?
Sure, it's fine to know, that's right, yeah.
Indeed.
I haven't got my own, you see. The fellow wants to pay me. So, can I have a look at the ones you've got here?
Yeah, I know, we owe you for.
Mr. Ogden, I stand here, deserted by my entire staff, the bar under siege. If the feathers are not your satisfaction, then I am sorry.
Mrs. Walker, please can I have a gin and tonic, a vodka and orange with ice, 2 packets of crisps, 1 plain, 1
Elsie,
leg of...
darling, you are gorgeous, but I think you jump in the queue.
Hey, listen, I'll have 20 fags and all.
Ladies and gentlemen, it may have escaped your notice, but willing hands ready to die in your service are at the moment rather thin on the ground.
Do you mean you're on your jacks, Mrs. Walker?
I'm very much the Lone Ranger.
Surrounded by tasty Indians and no sign of the cavalry.
Steady the buffs.
No, seriously, I have often thought you might have a vocation for bar work.
I know, Mrs. Walker, I'm strictly one of them thirsty Indians. I tell you what, why don't you have Susie? I mean, she'd come round like a flash if she thought there was a couple of quid in it.
Great idea, yeah. Beats the cavalry, doesn't it? I'll go and get her, eh?
Geronimo, you stay where you are.
I suppose I could give her a ring.
Well, why not? She's at home now.
Hey, I'll tell you what, Mrs. Walker, you give Susie a tinkle, and me and Elsie look for her.
If you're sure you can cope.
Of course we can, Mrs. Walker, no danger. Right, wagons in a circle, shooting stick whites to their eyes.
Get on with it, you daft ape.
Right, line them up, gents. It's Dodge City prices. A shot of the red eye, kilometre.
Just a sweet sherry.
The cheerfulness keeps him going.
64p, love.
No sign.
Well, not a dicky bird, Mrs. Walker.
Susie turned up.
Well, she should be here in a minute.
What is really annoying is that they even haven't had the consideration to telephone.
Perhaps they weren't fit to phone.
Look, does the ale depress you?
No, the price does.
Come for a little trip, he says. In the Rover, he says. We end up shipwrecked, marooned and covered in camels.
Hey! I deserve a flipping life-saving medal, and these two won't split on the blooming taxi fare.
Hey, what happened?
Don't talk to me.
Ask him, I'm beyond words.
I'll tell you what happened, Len. I've only saved them from a watery grave, that's all. This one's kidding on she's got a sprained ankle, but when it comes to pay for the taxi fare, oh yes, moving like flipping greased lightning, aren't you?
I trust you had an enjoyable trip.
Fred enjoyed this trip, Mrs. Walker. 2 staggers, 1 twirl. We end up in 3 foot of water. Charlie Chaplin would have been sick with envy.
Oh, very droll, very
Wasn't
droll.
our fault, Mrs. Walker. It was Fred.
He got this idea the Rover could float.
But if you don't mind, I'm in no mood for jokes. We have had an extremely fraught hour and a half. I am not feeling 100%, and if Mrs. Duckworth hadn't kindly stepped into the breach, we would have had to close the doors. I'll hear your explanations in the living room.
That's the dog's home.
Get through, Fred. Fred, it's
Oh,
all
well.
your fault.
What do you mean not coming? Just hang on a minute.
Feet are absolutely screaming.
Couldn't one of you put the flaming handbrakes on?
Oh, shut your face. Just had enough. Well, you can't leave me to face these thirsty odds on my own, you know. Oh, well, if she's feeling poorly, you better tuck her up in bed, kid. Anyway, to tell you the truth, kid, flaps over. Yeah, the back and the face of music, kid. And that look on her ladyship's face, kid, like my mother used to say, when my father brought rent money in, it's blood for supper.
Well, if the story you've told me bears any relation at all to the facts,
Could we make it up, Mrs. Walker? I mean, could we?
then in my opinion, you're extremely fortunate there's something more serious.
Mrs. Walker, with due respect, I'm sorry to interrupt, but if this is a court of inquiry and you're the judge, well, is this down to me?
Yeah, of course it is. I mean, you slammed that boot lid down as if you were launching the flaming Queen Mary.
The flaming thing came off in her hand, didn't it?
Oh.
I got that young Tildy to repair it. I'm paying good money for dodgy repairs.
As it happens, the repairs were not dodgy.
Not dodgy, look at it, look.
The repairs were not dodgy because the repairs were not carried out.
Oh, well, that's it then. That's it. Well, if you want new clobber, you dry clean it,
Do
everything
you
like that. Go and
mind?
see young Tildy.
Can I finish?
Well, I'm vindicated, Mrs. Walker. That's me.
Now, the facts, as I have established them, are that the car was taken before the repairs were completed.
You what?
And in the absence of the responsible mechanic.
Responsible, that twit.
And the person who took the car, under those circumstances, without proper authorization and for the sake of a joyride, was the person who was to blame for the subsequent mishaps. And that person, correct me if I'm wrong, was yourself.
Best let him in.
All right.
Reverse that road, would you? I can't do it till tomorrow.
You're telling me you can't?
She'd never have taken it, you know.
Shouldn't I? Some flipping system you've got here, Brian.
Well, it generally works okay when people aren't rushing you.
Well, it didn't work this time, did it?
All right, Gail made a mistake. Just fetch it in tomorrow, and you'll have it back by dinner.
I can't fetch it in tomorrow.
Why not?
Because I put the boot lid down, didn't I? The handbrake didn't work on the flaming thing. It went down a grass bank, and it's ended up in the middle of a flipping lake.
You're kidding.
I'm kidding. I'm not kidding, Brian, and I don't like it. My back's gone. My feet are all blistered. I'll tell you something else, Sunshine. I want you to get that car, get it out, get it all tidied up, and I want it all doing and the towing, all free of charge, right?
Hey, just a minute. You're asking a lot.
Are you denying liability? Did you, or did you not, Gail, tell me that car was all right to take?
Well, to some extent.
You've admitted liability. That's it. Look, Sunshine, here's a map. See that lake there? See it? Get hold of it. That's where the car is. I want you to go, get on your bike and go bring the car and fix it. Right? Right? Right.
Watch your cock. Got your little self dried out, did you?
Listen to me, lady. The next time you want a chaperone, you go and get yourself an Alsatian, one that can swim.
Elizabeth, and I thought I was doing you a favour. A lovely day out in the country, all that fresh air to fetch roses to your chubby little cheek.
Oh, get off. All it's done for me is give me nightmares. I've been trapped in this flaming submarine.
5 fathoms down with 200 randy sailors. Why don't I have nightmares like that?
Listen, when you get to be my age, love, you'll not think so lightly of it.
Do I say in that case I've got another 40 years to wait? Or do I resist? No, I shall be nice to her today. My poor old love's had a shock. Aye, aye, all hands on deck. It's Captain Nemo himself.
All right. Let's get the wisecracks out the way, Lynch.
Oh, I shan't make any cracks, Fred Face, because you see, I don't think it were funny. And neither would you, if you'd have been sat on your fat little bum in that car when it rolled into the lake. You wouldn't think it were no laughing matter, neither.
I didn't think it was a laughing matter. I'm very upset about the whole incident.
Good. That makes 3 of us. Me and my colleague have suffered severe financial and emotional hardship as a result of what happened.
Just wait till I get my hands on that young twerp Tilsley again, I'm telling you. Oh. What hardship?
Item, 1 pair of shoes ruined. Cost 30 quid.
30 quid? Pair of shoes? You give over. You never paid 30 quid for a pair of shoes in your life. 59 and 11 more like.
59.11? Hey, Betty, all this time I've thought he were a fella. Turns out he's a fossil.
Oh, you give us a very nasty fright.
A fright? What do you think I got? I nearly got a flaming hernia counting you to out of that lake.
What do you expect us to do, love? Swim?
You could have paddled. It was only 6 inches deep. God.
Paddled? Oh, Betty, we should have took us buckets and spades. We could have had a real treat.
Look, are we going to hold a post-mortem all day or what? Look, those shorts need stocking up, and we need a new barrel, Freddie.
I'm not bringing nothing up from that cellar. Oh, no. I've been up all night with my back, haven't I?
I've been up all night having nightmares.
Oh, I shan't tell you what I've been up all night with. But he had a lovely breakfast before he left. It were horrible. Horrible. My whole life flashed in front of my eyes.
I didn't know you were in the water that long.
Oh, it must have been terrifying. I know I'd have panicked.
You, Mavis? Never.
Oh, I would, Mr. Fairclough. I mean, I know I must always seem to be cool and collected to you, but in a situation like that, I'd have just gone to pieces. I mean, just the thought of being trapped there with the water rising slowly above your head. How deep was it?
About 9 inches.
That's not the point. We didn't know it weren't that deep when we saw ourselves rolling in.
Oh, that's true.
And that is the moment that'll leave me emotionally scarred for life.
You weren't scarred this morning, lovey. We one big giggle to you then.
Yeah, well, I'm suffering from delayed shock, aren't I? At least that'll be my side of the story when Fred puts an appearance in.
I gather you're not going to let him off lightly, then?
Oh, not in your nature, is it, darling? Put the boot in while they're still on their knees. That's the Lynch family motto, isn't it?
Well, it's better than the Baldwin family motto, which I shan't repeat out of consideration in front of Mavis.
Oi, try and get a bit of service here or what?
I'm right with you, my little flower.
Hey, there is a way of getting your own back on G, you know.
What's that?
You talked about a pair of shoes being ruined. Well, put the bill into him. And I'll bet it didn't do your tights any good either.
Ruined? More holes than in an airnet. And I've lost an earring. And my new outfit's covered in cow muck. That'll have to go to dry cleaners.
And what about you, Betty? I bet you didn't get off scot-free, did you?
Well...
There you are. You see, you're about 30 quid down, the pair of you. Tell him.
Do I get the impression that our fat friend is not one of your favourite people?
I love the fella. He's the salt of the earth.
Hang on, light of my life. I'm just coming.
It's too late. I can't sit there wasting my time like a fifth on a flaming rock cake. I've got other things to do.
It'll be that cabinet meeting he's got to attend.
Oh, you're rotten, you are, Lynch.
I know. But I've still got a long way to go before I reach your standards, Boulder.
I'm just going up to young Tilsley's, see if he's finished my motor.
Having it waterproofed, are you? Eh? Having lifeboats fitted?
No, belt up.
Never mind, belt up. Coming the Captain Bligh touch. It's a wonder I'm not here on flaming crutches.
Crutches? You? You want a dose of my back, you do.
Yes, and you want to try wearing these shoes because they're crippling me since they got soaked in that car. I wouldn't mind, but I paid 14 quid for them not a fortnight ago.
Oh, stop moaning, will you? I'm in the same boat.
Same boat, my Aunt Fanny. They were your car, weren't it? Up to his ankles in mucky water.
I've told you it's not down to me.
How's Popeye this morning?
Oh, give over, will you, Betty?
Huh?
Hey, you're worse than her, you are. She's flipping bad enough.
Can't win, can you? How's it going? And Nib's in a good mood.
She's gone to their Jonas for the day.
I take it Fred's not going to cough up.
My shoes are ruined, you know, Betty. Oh. All that new gear's got to go to the dry cleaners. What do you get when you tell him? Go and see Brian Tilsley.
We couldn't for the shame of it. I mean, he's paying out enough as it is. I mean, Fred's piling it on, isn't he?
Nevertheless, Betty, lass, we should have summit. And if I can't squeeze it out of our fat friend, the demon motorist...
You'd think Her Majesty would take it out of his wages, wouldn't you?
Mrs. Walker? No. She's washed her hands of it. No, it's no use. We're going to have to bill him, send him an account.
Hey, tear it up.
Well, we'll have to send him another, like the gas people do.
But if you keep tearing them up, they'll come round and cut it off. I mean, what's Fred got that we could cut?
Betty, I won't answer that if you don't mind.
No.
But what I will say is, we're going to have to be crafty about the bill.
Yeah.
We're going to have to inflate it.
Be a rubber bill, will it?
No, it will not be a rubber bill, Betty. It will be an inflated bill.
Oh, like, get it up to 100 quid and then he'd be overjoyed to settle for 20.
10 out of 10 and 2 stars.
Yeah.
Right, let's make a start. Item 1, my shoes. Item 2, your shoes.
Yeah.
Item 3, dry cleaning bill. Item 4, your tights, my fishnets.
Fishnets? Oh, don't put fishnets. It looks as if we knew we were going to end up in a lake.
Item 5, my earrings.
Sighted floating in the Irish Sea. Considered a danger to shipping.
Check the undersealing, have you?
Yeah, I did.
Oil, what about the oil?
Every last drop.
Oh, we could get thousands for that, isn't that right, though?
A leading legal expert has given that as his considered opinion.
Personal jewellery? What a load of bunkum. The only personal jewellery you've ever had, Lynch, is in a flipping Christmas cracker.
Hey, now, wait a minute. They might have a Casey, you know.
Oh, go to young Tilsley. He's the fella.
Will you be told we are not whistling in the dark here, my lad?
Not by a long shot.
You're having me on. Got to go back there and jump in that lake. Jump in the lake.
Betty, will you tell him, or shall I have the pleasure of knocking him cork-legged?
Oh, Fred, the fact is, love, we've taken advice on this, and we've been told that by asking you for 50 quid, you'll be getting off very cheap.
I've already told you, Betty, young Tilsley has admitted liability.
Hey, now, wait a minute. I'm no mate of young Tilsley, but from the tale I've heard, he's been a right mug. You drove that car away without permission, didn't you? And if that comes out in court and these two ladies make a case of it, you're on very dicey ground.
Like Betty said, we've taken advice on this, friend.
Yeah, and from your attitude, I mean, we had no option, love.
Advice? What advice from Perry Fairclough there? He's never been caught to the bar. The only bar he's been caught to, the one he's flipping leaning on.
Listen, we have contacted a solicitor, Mr. Cleverclogs, and he's taken on our case. So you'll be hearing from him in the very near future.
Oh, for 5 flipping minutes. Hello, Robert's returned. Frederick G, yeah, I'm Frederick G. I'm Frederick G, yeah. You what? No, I haven't got a solicitor. I've got a sister in the WAFs, if that's any good. You what? Well, send me a letter if you want to. No, I'm not. I'm not coming round to see you. You know where I am. You come here. Oh, well, all right, then, will you do that? Well, and goodbye to you. Blimey neck. I want blood. Oh, hang about. I'm coming. Just hang about. So it's you, then.
What's the panic?
Panic? What panic?
Phone call, emergency.
Oh, sorry, then. I forgot all about it. It's the overflow at it again. Doing an impression at Niagara Falls.
It'll be the ballcock. Why didn't you say? I could have brought a new one. Hey, is it all right if I go through? I won't find Her Majesty on the throne, will I?
No, you're all right. She ain't back from her Jonies yet. I say, Len.
What?
just had a bird on the phone there.
It's your lucky day, then.
No, it's not that. She works in a firm of solicitors, you know.
Oh, aye.
Well, you know, like talk down to you. You know, have you got a solicitor? We'll be writing to you. We've taken instructions, all this business, you know.
Have you come into money or something, then?
Money? You wouldn't cocoa. No, they're a firm of ambulance chasers. Them two bright sparks have set that up.
I told you they might have a claim.
A claim? It's a stitch-up, is this, Len?
If I were you, mate, I'd settle.
What, 50 quid?
They're gonna get it at all if you take it to court. And costs, no question.
Costs? What costs will they want? And flipping pair of money grabbers.
Oh, come on, you've had your pound of flesh out of Tilsley.
Only got what I was entitled to.
Come on, you've screwed him into the ground. There's no way I'm in his corner, you know. But by the same token, there's no way I'm in your corner on this either.
Well, thanks, Len. I could bottle your blood.
If I were you, mate, take my advice and settle. Offer them a percentage, and do it before that solicitor steps in and all. I'll have to turn your water off.
Thank you very much.
Good evening, Michael. Ready for another?
What?
I'm offering to buy you a drink.
No, thanks.
Oh, you're in a nice mood tonight, aren't you?
No offence, I just don't feel like company, all right?
The thing is, I had this brainwave.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Well, here's me with all my promotional experience, and there's that disco just waiting to be pushed, and who better for the job than yours truly?
We're getting Joan Collins.
Oh, come on, Mike, don't be here. Give me a trial. I'd work for peanuts, payment by result.
Look, there's nothing doing, and that's flat, all right?
Well, thank you, and good night. You don't even got much pride, do you?
Hey, folk clogging each other. This is supposed to be the happy hour and all should be sweetness and light.
Well, this is your flipping happy hour, you can stick it. You know, I've been all round town today, not a kind word, not a light. Can I have a tomato juice, please, Bet? I need the vitamins. Do you know, some folk have it made, don't they? Money pouring in, life so well organised, standing with the big expensive drinks, making fun of us poor suckers who make a muck of things.
Look, Fred, I've told you a dozen times. I don't want to discuss it. It's in the hands of our solicitors, and you'll be hearing in due course.
Look, it's balmy as this, Betty. Have you thought what it's going to cost you?
Cost us now to we win, love.
Look, what about a tenner to put it right?
Did you hear that?
I did indeed, and I hope Len's ears were flapping also.
Like sheets on a clothesline.
Because such an offer is an admission of liability before witnesses.
Look, never mind all this, Flan. What about a tenner to put it right, knock in the head all this solicitor's business?
Well, a tenner each.
Look, I'll tell you what.
Well,
$7.50 apiece. 3 fivers. You know, hard cash, on the nail. How's that?
oh, well, we'll have to consult before we settle.
Huh?
What do you think, Your Honour?
I would advise acceptance of this offer.
Well, you flaming leg pullers.
That's it.
Double AC.
Are they pinching ashtrays or something?
Who?
That couple. I mean, you've been staring at them for the past 10 minutes at least.
It's Beryl Agnew, that is, Betty.
Don't say.
I used to pal out with her years ago. We used to go to Leven's and Pally.
Be a rum one then, we'll see.
She used to always give me guilt feelings. You know, 'cause I get a lad and she wouldn't.
Turn the table tonight, isn't it?
She has that look.
Is that her husband?
It's her intended, she tells me. You'll never guess where she found him.
No, I haven't got a clue, love.
A video dating agency, would you believe?
What's that one is at home?
It could be the answer to a maiden's prayer, Betty, my love.